Hi, you beautiful soul. So, do you need healing or shadow work? This is my perception and my own experience. My own experience. My answer is yes and no. And first, let's go that no side. So, and you may have across those teachings that say that you are enough already. You don't need to heal. You don't need to do anything. You are worthy just the way you are. Authentic you are already enough. And that is true. You are enough. So therefore, you don't need to do it. But there's a but. And also a side that and also a view that you are all of this. It is true, and that perspective, that is true. You don't need to do anything. And also, if we see it like it is in truth, that this body, this avatar, this character, it is an illusion. So why you need to do shadow work or healing work? And therefore those teachings are in a way true. But what comes to that but and that yes side, I say it like this. Let's say you have a big trauma in your childhood, and that is something that starts to be the generator of your experience. So what happens is, let's say you have a big trauma from your childhood, and it creates a false identity. It creates a coping mechanism, survival mechanism into you. And your whole life starts to operate through that lens, through that false identity, what the trauma has created. So it kind of like deepens this leap, and it deepens your mind identification. And like my experience, it happened like I had this certain event that happened when I was less than 10 years old. I'm not quite sure, was I 8, 9 or something like that. And I never understood how big it would be and how much it would influence my life. I never could have guessed how much. And then when I was a little bit over 20 years old, like 21, 22, 23, happened a big trauma also. And a lot of little ones, little happenings, events in my life, throughout my life, my adulthood, happened certain things. And I was, like decades, I was healing those wounds on a surface level. My healing was only a superficial. I always saw those wounds like a separate wounds, and I was healing those wounds as separate ones. up until these days. And I wasn't able to catch why they were still happening. The same events kept occurring throughout my life, like repeatedly. Similar events repeatedly happened over and over again, and I never understood why, because I thought I was doing that healing, and I have already done that healing. So why these events keep occurring in my life? I never wasn't able to understand why. And also that event that happened several times in my childhood, I was healing and feeling those emotions like a separate wound. And it wasn't until I was truly able to drop into my body through my heart chakra. I was able to drop down to my stomach area and my lower stomach area, and then it hit like a rock, you know. It hit so heavily, and I found out that the thing that happened when I was less than 10 years old was actually a root cause to all my coping mechanisms. That one, like seemingly not that bad event. It felt like those events were kind of like harmful. I wasn't able to see. I was so my mind identified that I wasn't able to see that those events has caused me a trauma and was the root cause for all my coping mechanisms. So it was like there's like a tree and all those branches, you know, and I was healing those, you know, kind of like they seemed like a different, separate wound, and I was healing them, but I wasn't able to see the root cause of all those wounds that occurred later. And when I saw and I was able to reach out that trauma, like really deep, I went so deep, really deep, and it was a shadow work. And when I reached like totally that trauma, I was able to see that, oh my God, all those different wounds that I've been healing like decades was caused by this one trauma. So, and also it reached out even deeper, like a roots of the tree. So that trauma also reached to my bloodline ancestral traumas. I was able to saw like what comes to my, you know, family tree, what comes to my bloodline, my ancestors. I was able to see, and maybe it goes even further. I'm not fully aware how deep it totally reaches. But what I was able to see it in a certain level, to the certain level, I was freed. I was totally freed. Because what happens is, unless you are able to see the root cause, you can heal throughout your life always healing and healing and healing certain wounds, and nothing changes. So if you keep seeing and same events keep repeating in your life over and over again, and you think that I've done all the healing work, there is a deeper root that causes all those things. So, because when you have that like a root cause in your life, you operate through that trauma, that false lens, I could say. It's a false identity and it's a false lens from which you are operating. It might have control over your life, like thoroughly, in every area on your life, like what happened to me. It might be the cause of all of your seeming problems and those repeating patterns that happens in your life. So the trauma might be controlling thoroughly your life. And until you are able to see it like fully and feel it and see it as a root cause of all different mechanisms, it just came up, everything just came up one by one in that same moment. And until you are able to see that root cause, it keeps running the show. And your nervous system is not regulated because it all functions through that trauma. Yeah. And I could say there might be those teachings that say that you don't need to do any shadow work or any kind of healing work. Might be beneficial for younger generations, but maybe not even to those. But might be because they have born on this earth, which already has, the consciousness is already higher than when I was born. I know a lot of my friends are quite traumatized as a child because we were born in a times that, you know, our parents might be or grandparents might be have experienced war and so forth. So we are, and it kind of like continues into us, those traumas. And maybe that's why you are here. You are here to clear those bloodline traumas. And what comes to me, I really thought in my life that I'm already healed. I've done the work, but somehow everything just kept repeating until this day. So there is a yes and no. But just know that I would just give an advice that if same events keeps repeating in your life, then go really deep within you, because there might be some root cause that has created a coping mechanism into you, and you are operating through that trauma, through that trauma. Yeah. But you don't have to heal throughout your life, like decades, like I did. You really don't. But go within. Go really deep within. Ask yourself, go into the body, drop into your body. Because through the heart chakra, through the heart area, you are able to access deeper. It is a portal. You are able to drop deeper. Yeah. So, if you have any questions, ask. Don't hesitate to ask. We are on this path together. So, I'm more than willing to give advices, or at least some examples, like I'm giving here in this video. I'm giving throughout my own experience. So if you have a mixed feelings about this, do I need to do healing work and shadow work, or do I need to just live my life? I would say if you like called to do the shadow and healing work, go deep, go really deep, because there might be something. It's intuitive knowing within you that says that there might be something. But yes, of course, you are always, even with your traumas, you are enough. Of course you are enough. You don't have to be anything that you are. But in my perspective, you are not that authentic you that you came here to be, if there is a drama in a way, because it's identity layer, coping mechanisms that's ruling your life. So like I now see different patterns and different behaviors that I did because of that trauma, and that wasn't authentic me. In a certain level, yes, but not fully authentic me. You came here to be authentic you, so clear up those traumas from the way, out of the way. Yeah, I love you so much. Take care.